What's up? Today I'm going to go over my godly necro here. He is a summon bone spear corpse explosion hybrid. He has insane survivability because of the summons. You're just hiding behind a wall of revives and skeletons. There's pretty much nothing out there that is immune wise that is going to slow this guy down too much because he's doing magic damage with the bone spear. He's got 30 guys running around him doing physical damage. And corpse explosion, I believe it's 50-50 fire damage and physical damage. And you're just wasting crowds. Everything's dying. You're just standing there enjoying yourself, drinking a beer, whatever. So I'll kind of go over the stats and skills real quick. For stats, you just want the bare minimum strength and dexterity to wear your equipment, max vitality, out nothing, and energy. As far as skills go, I put one hard point into amplify damage. You can unlock Decrepify if you want to spend the extra points, and I'm only level 90, so I might do that just to have a different skill. It's not really necessary. I like the amp damage. It's got a huge radius. I mean, with all my skillers, all my charms and all that junk, my gear, I put 1 point in and boom, it's level 21 with a 15.3 yard radius. That's pretty nuts. Duration is 68 seconds, so you're gonna kill everything before that's up. For summoning, I got 1 point pretty much in everything. Just 1 point. That's got a couple more because of something in my gear. I can't remember. But, with all your skill, gear, and stuff, 1 point in a raised skeleton gives you 8 skeletons. Now, they don't do a whole lot of damage, but they're more just to be a wall of stuff to fight other people, right? One in raised skeletal mage, got 8 of them. I never use them. They're pretty trash. I would not advise even wasting your time, your mana, your corpses that you could be exploding to kill other enemies. Just don't even mess with them. Golem, that's kind of up to you. I've experimented with Iron Golem, and the only reason you want to use that is like if you got an Insight or an Infinity, you can raise an Iron Golem with it, and now that Golem is going to have basically whatever aura that item would give you. Like if you're using Insight, now you got Meditation, and you can use an Infinity on your Merc, which I'll get to that here in a bit. But I don't mess with them. Fire Golems are cool. They're actually really good on normal because that holy fire will literally just kill everything as you walk around. It's kind of crazy. But I prefer using the clay golem because they do slow down whatever enemies they're attacking. And that's really good if you're doing like Diablo, Bale, bosses. It's just going to help slow them down. Since I don't use Decrepify, that kind of works in that place. Blood Golem is trash. I don't ever use it. 1 point in Golem Mastery, 1 point in Summon Resist. That just gets your Golem doing good and your creatures having good resistance. And 1 point into Revive. And without CTA buff, that puts me at 19 monsters I can revive. Now, they only last 180 seconds, but if you revive some Venom Lords, or I like to revive the ghosts that cast the lightning and that everyone hates in the Worldstone Keep levels because they're just so annoying. They make for some good revives because they do some pretty high damage. And that's really all I use for revives, and I'm talking about 8 skeletons, summons. 8 skeletons, 19 revives, 20 when I buff up, and a golem and my mercenary over here. That's just insane. You just hide behind them and you just take care of stuff. So for poison and bone, I have teeth maxed, bone spear maxed, bone spirit maxed, bone prison. Yep, that's maxed. Got a lot of points into bone wall. Those help with my bone armor. Bone armor is awesome. It's going to save you a lot. And really, the main skill you're going to be using is Corpse Explosion, believe it or not. And also, believe it or not, I think I only have a couple points in there. You only need one hard point, really. The radius is at 11 yards, and you're doing 70 to 120% of the corpse life. After about the third or fourth corpse that you blow up, everything on the screen is dead. It's just such an overpowered skill. I love it. So let's go over gear. Mercenary. Start there. I don't have an Athandariel's Visage. It's nice to have one. I've got a couple of them on other characters, but you don't need it. I mean, it doesn't have to be Eth, but you definitely want the Andy's Visage. It gives them increased attack speed, a lot to strength, which you're going to need if you run them off fortitude. Because this strength, this one's pretty low. Oh, it's for the insight or the infinity. Yeah, whichever one you decide to run, you're gonna need that extra strength. Because like if I take it off, look, his strength is down to 191, and his damage is down to 390. Because technically he's not got that equipped. It's in the slot, but it's not equipped. So as soon as we get that strength back up with our Visage here. Boom, he's up to 5,000, Fortitude, pretty standard Act 2 mercenary armor. Everybody wants the F-bugged Fortitude or whatever. I mean, it's giving him 300% enhanced damage. So if I take that off, he's only at 2791 damage. Throw that on, boom, 5,200. Now, the reason I use an Insight versus an Infinity, you're probably wondering. Well, most of the damage we're doing is coming from that corpse explosion, and half of that damage there is physical. So I don't really need the conviction aura that Infinity grants. Now I have one in here in case I want to use it. I might throw it on a different character or new build. I got a couple characters I'm kind of working on. But for this, I was using the Infinity. And then I realized I was just going through so many mana potions because Corpse Explosion is 40 mana, and I'll do 10, 15 of them, just clear the whole screen, and then my mana's gone, right? So I decided I'm going to go with the Insight for that meditation aura, and now I pretty much never have any mana issues now. So for my gear, and it's not like some of these are really important to have. Like you want a Hodo, you want some SOJs, you want Arachnid's Mesh. Besides that, I mean, Mage Fist is nice for the cast rate and the mana regeneration. You really want those, but if you swap out for Chanseys for some MF, then it ain't gonna hurt. I use a Shaco. Now, I should probably, between my Shaco and my Homunculus, that's pretty god tier. And one of these, I'm probably going to put a Cham Rune to get Cannot Be Frozen. I love doing that. This character, however, you don't necessarily need the Cannot Be Frozen. You're not dependent on that movement speed. You got this army working for you, and you're just kind of like dropping corpse explosions everywhere. And with an Enigma, I'm teleporting everywhere, so it's not like I need to, run fast or anything. Maras, look, another perfect Maras. Those are great. All res, man, 30 all res. With all my gear in hell mode, I got 72 all around. I could swap out a couple small charms, get a couple all res going, and probably have that maxed out real easy. But, I mean, we're 3 off of perfect. Can't ask for much more than that. I got lifers. Annihilus, of course. A pretty godly torch that's 1818. Not perfect, but almost. And then P&B skillers. They're nothing good, really, just standard ones. Some good ones you'd have life or MF on them, whatever. I've got a few more in here if I want to go full P&B, which all that's really helping is my Bone Spear damage. And I really don't use Bone Spear too much. It's just kind of an extra skill to lay down some damage on Diablo or Bale when you're trying to kill them. If I went with a Poison Necro, this is the ultimate weapon right here. Because look at that, negative 46% enemy poison resistance. That's wicked, dude. You combine that with a Conviction Aura on a Infinity, and your Poison Novas would be crazy. But I don't even mess with Poison Novas. I barely mess with the Bone Spear. I'm mainly running my summons, and as soon as something dies, I Corpse Explode it, and then everything else is dying. Pretty godly amulet I found recently, 10% FCR, 20 All-Res. That's interesting. But yeah, on Switch, of course, I got the CTA Spirit, you know, buffing up with those battle cries and battle orders. And that's just the way she goes as far as my Bone Spear damage. It's not crazy, 4,200, but it goes through crowds, so you're doing lots of damage if you think about all the monsters you're hitting. And we'll just do a chaos run and kind of show you how godly this build really is. I mean, it's just so hard to die once you get a little army going. So I'll kill a few monsters. I need to put the skeleton on one of my F-binds, but right now I'm just manually doing it, because once they're up, you really don't need them to pull them up anymore after that. Once you've got your 8 skellies up, or 9 or 10 or whatever. So once I get a full skeleton army, that's when I use my CTA buff. And then, you know, you can recast your your bone armor column if you really wanted to. You can, if you really want to be like that, you can buff up. You can double buff, triple buff, whatever. So come in here, teleport. It's so nice having Enigma with all the summons, because say I was down here and oh my gosh, I'm by myself. Where are my summons? Boom, there they are. They're all here right now, ready to go. And wherever you teleport, man, they come with you. So get a few kills, and then I just start dropping corpse explosions, and as you can see, everything on the screen just dies. So we'll come up, yeah, we'll come right back in here. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people. You get a couple kills, next thing you know, everything is dead on the screen. Yeah, come over here. I cast amp damage, and you can see how much of the screen, my amp damage is taking up the whole screen. Decrepify is so much smaller. If you got a big crowd, you really got to cast it several times. Cast amp damage once and it fills up the whole screen. So everything's all amp damage, then a couple corpse explosions, and we're all dead after that. Try to make this video not as long as the last one. Just do a couple runs. Oh, I need to get my, there, now I got my Hodo. I had my CTA out. I mean, just look at that. It's so overpowered. And once you got 3 or 4 dead bodies ready to pop, that corpse explosion, I'm going to finish them off real quick. I use a little bone spear. When I got monsters that want to single me out and want to get in my face, I let them know that I can do some of my own damage. He was immune to physical, which was making my corpse explosion a little less effective. The monsters you're really going to have to worry about as far as corpse explosion not working is the ones that are immune to fire and physical. But even then, you have all these summons, you got your mercenary, you got your bone spear, like, it's gonna be alright. You will survive. Sometimes I just run past monsters. I'll get down here. Get some bone spears, corpse explosion, and it's all dead. And look, I'm not even using any mana or health pots. Nothing, man. I got an army working for me. I just hide behind my wall of summons. And this is with one hard point in all the summons. You don't have to go full summon. In fact, I would advise not going full summon. It's kind of just a bit of a waste, if you ask me. Unless you want 15 skeletons and 45 revives and 15 mages, which is, you can do that. It's fun. But every necromancer ever, really, the main skill is going to be corpse explosion. Because I mean, it's just so overpowered. It wrecks stuff. If you're not using it, you're being dumb. Throw some bone spears till I get a few of them to die. Then I just start popping corpses. I mean, look, dude, cleaned up. So sometimes bosses like Diablo, it doesn't have the quickest boss clearing speed. But as far as survivability, like, you're never going to die. You'll just never die. You get about 10 revives. I never even get 20, 19, 20, whatever. Because it's too much to keep up with. So there he goes. Pretty easy. Didn't have to use any pots. I don't even think I lost any health. I don't know. You tell me. I wasn't paying attention. That's the nice thing. Is this one you can put this thing on cruise control and just kick it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fun. Like, look at all these guys. And you can go anywhere. And you don't even have to worry about immunes. It's crazy. Like, just start popping corpses. Look at that. Easy peasy. It's stupid. Look at that. It's dumb. Let's get these guys. Boom. As soon as one's dead, they're all dead. And see, I'm frozen right now. I'm not even worried about it because I teleport. I do Corpse Explosion. It doesn't even matter. You can do whatever. Trav runs even easier than the Assassin. I like using my Assassin because I have a lot of gold find and magic find. Not a lot, but like I said in the last video, watch the last one. I've only got about 200% MF, and that's really all you need. But you can jump up in here, and the Hydras, just stay kind of away from them, and they will just attack your minions and not hurt you. See right there, they're really drilling me, but you know, like that was just cake. As soon as one's dead, they all die. It's pretty awesome. Oh, what else? What else is a pain in the ass to try and clear? I don't know. Sometimes you get all these cold immunes and these big, one of these bloodlords that are immune to physical. They are deadly. They will come up to you and just wreck you. But having a crowd of skeletons and revives, make quick work of them. Even being immune to physical, I just start throwing some bone spears at them. They make for great revives. If you like, say you're about to do, like, I don't know, Bale, I don't know, something where you want some good revives. Those, whatever those big guys were, I can't remember now. They make for really good revives. Kill Fresh Socket, he's an easy one. I don't know. There's this just a little. That's probably about all I'll show you. I mean, people overthink the Necromancer, and they often underestimate it, honestly. But they overthink it in that, like, what should I do? Just a poison and bone build? Should I do just a summon build? And I'm like, bro, hybrid. 1 point in all your summons. That's all you need. Because once you got 3 skills on your Hodo, 2 on your Enigma, 2 on your Homunculus, 2, all these skills, man. I mean, it's got me at 19 revives before the buff and 8 skellies. It's plenty. I say go hybrid, 1 point in your summoning skills, all of them. Even the golems, because sometimes you might want to mix it up and use a fire golem, or maybe you want your insight, your meditation aura to come from an iron golem or whatever. I don't know. And then max all the synergies for Bone Spear and max Bone Spear, Bone Prison, Bone Wall. It all adds damage. And as you can see, I don't have Bone Wall maxed, but I'm only level 90. I got a few more skill points I'll be able to get out of this thing. I don't know if I want to go max the Bone Wall. I mean, it's not going to get maxed. I don't know if I want to keep putting points in it, or if I want to try to get Decrepify, Respect. But with the way it sits right now, it's beautiful. I mean, of course, yeah, I've got like the godliest gear that you really can get for a Necro. But hey, it's the way it is. So yeah, I hope if you watch this video, hopefully that helped answer some questions. I mean, every time I play my Necro, people are like, "You're clearing stuff so quick," and it's like, yeah, I've been playing Necros. They were my first character on Diablo 2 back when I was a little shit. My favorite character. I mean, who doesn't want an army running around killing everything? It's awesome. You just hide behind them. Do your corpse explosions. So yeah, hopefully that enlightened y'all. Enjoy!